Hi, Sean, the Fluency Awesomizer. This is Decoding Multi-Syllabic Words, episode 96. I've got 4 or 5 words I'm going to take a look at today. Let's get started. I want you to read these words right out loud. What's this first word? It's this. The third word. And what's this? And finally, all right, were any of those tricky to read? Did you need more time? Keep watching. I'm going to review those words and show you some strategies you might want to recall next time you're stuck on them reading independently. First, a reminder of the tortoise and the hare. And the moral, slow and steady wins the race. Great advice when you do get stuck on a big unfamiliar word. Like this one, for example. It's unfamiliar. Think of these words as races. There is a finish line. If you read like the hare, you might want to get to that finish line first. You'll zip through big words like this. Mistakes can happen that way, but if you read like the tortoise, you take it slow and steady when you come to these words. That patience is definitely going to help improve your ability to decode them. Keep it in mind. Let's practice. The first word I showed you starts with D or det. There's trim. Notice the I is after the R, TR, consonant pair there. I point that out because that letter R can move around. It's not term. It's trim. All right. Term, trim. That's the syllable in the middle of this word. And ment. This is the word detriment. It's a noun. It comes to us from ancient Latin. Detrimentum. That's not a good word. It means damage or defeat in Latin. And you can see detriment in Latin. It's where we get the English word detriment. And it can mean the cause of harm or damage in English. Like cigarettes can be a detriment to someone's health, or hurricanes can be a detriment to a community or a region. Detriment. Not to be confused with det or deter. That's a word, deter. R controlled vowel sound there, ter. So that's term, not trim, but term. And is that min or mine? It's determined. It's past tense verb. It's also an adjective. Root word is determine, which is a verb we get from the ancient Latin as well. Determinare. That Latin word, it's got terminale in it. That means to mark the end of in Latin. It's where we get the word terminate. Latin prefix D can mean completely. Determinare, therefore, it can mean completely mark the end of in Latin. Like a finish line would mark the end of a race, or a specific time would mark the end of an activity like school or work. So you can see determine and determinale. That's where we get the English word determine. Notice right now it's spelled the way it's pronounced, determine. But in English, there's a silent E at the end. It's something you need to remember about determine. It means to make a firm decision in English. Like I determine 5 o'clock is quitting time. Determine seems like it should be pronounced determine with that silent E, but it's determine, and that's because it came to us through French. Determine, right? That's a French spelling of determine. And one other example I can think of is examine. Examine looks like it should be pronounced examine, but it's French as well. So determine, we're going to add a D to determine to get the past tense verb determined or an adjective. Next word I showed you has the word deep at the beginning. There's pen. Deepen is a word. This is the word deepened. Deepened, yeah, deepened. It's a past tense verb. The root word is deep, of course, deep. And you put a suffix en on that adjective deep, you've got a verb, deepen, which means to make deeper. Now, if you've ever played the bear in the school play, you probably instantly thought, I better deepen my voice. I'm the bear in the play. Put an ed on the end of deepen, you've got deepened. Easily confused? Well, it kind of sounds like deep end, the pool word, right? Deep end. Oh, the deep end, better get my swimmies. So deep end's got an ed on the end, but you don't hear it. It's not pronounced deep end. It's deep end. One of the rules about adding ed is you just hear the D sometimes. You might think it's spelled like deep end in swimming pool. Deep end. Deep end. Not to be confused with depend ed. Yeah, depended. Easily confused with deepened. It's past tense verb. Root word is depend. And that comes to us from ancient Latin as well, dependere, meaning to hang down or to weigh down, like these monkeys here. In fact, that Latin root pend means to hang, and you see it often. Here's the word suspend. It's where we get suspenders. They hang down. Pendulum, that thing on a grandfather clock that looks like a yo-yo, that's hanging down, right? Appendage, your legs and your arms, like an octopus's legs, those are appendages. They hang down. And here's dependere. That you can see the word depend in that word. That's where we get the English word depend. And it usually means to rely on something or to rely on someone in English. But I want you to think about a piggyback ride. Someone's got to give you a piggyback ride, especially, let's say, if you hurt your ankle. You depend on them to carry you. They are weighed down by you on their back. And there's the Latin root pend, meaning hang down or to weigh down, right? So depended, we're going to add ed to depended to get depended. All right, that's it for today. Subscribe to my YouTube channel or follow me on Facebook. Tell a friend, a family member, or a teacher about me. There's a photo album on my Facebook page full of reading passages I've written to help you continue practice decoding those big words and to awesomize your fluency. All right, I hope you enjoyed the video, found it helpful. Come back and see me soon. Bye.